Welcome back to the show, everybody. Well, check out these headlines, ladies and gentlemen. We got crypto legislation coming this week, and we've got crypto legislation that just passed that may put the SEC back in its own lane. And we also got the updates on the Ripple case with the SEC as well. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.76 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 8.6%. Good morning, everybody. Bitcoin strong like bull, over 70,800 plus. 3,700 plus for Ethereum right now. We'll get into that news. Look at this. Bitcoin up 5.5 on the 24-hour, 15.1 on the 7-day. Ethereum up 22.3 in the 24-hour and over 30% on the 7-day. Tether market cap is at 111 billion plus, and we see XRP at the number 8 spot, up 6% on the 24-hour, up 7.7 on the 7-day. We're sitting at 54 cents. The range of prices between 51 and 54 cents. We'll keep an eye on it, but I want to show you guys something here. If you remember, back in February, we saw Coinbase stock surge almost 60%. Now, at the time, they wrote that up to cryptocurrency exchanges and analyst expectations were smashed for revenue and profits, which is fantastic. But now think about the correlation of these products that are happening now, like the introduction of the Bitcoin ETF. We're getting ready to cover news that we could see a Ethereum spot ETF approved this week, potentially. So I want you to think about that and how all of this has elevated Coinbase's stock, not only how they're running their business, but also think about it from the private equity standpoint, ladies and gentlemen. You used to be able to get Coinbase on Link2 before it went public. And you could ask the people that bought when the Coinbase was available on Link2, ask them whether they thought that was a good idea when they finally got the cash out on it on the public side once it went public. Well, of course it was. They were buying it for, I can't even say the amount, it was so low. And then, obviously we know it ended up IPOing for over $400, right? So look, the reality here with all the news that we're seeing is pay attention to this correlation and how it could affect the positive effect it could have on Uphold that's still available on Link2, or Kraken that's still available, or Ripple. And it goes on and on and on, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you need to sign up and register at Link2 for the best private equity in the world. It really is a remarkable opportunity. And if you notice, I never seem to lose enthusiasm talking about it because it's that great of a deal. This is where true wealth is made, and I believe that, and I know that because you have to be accredited to get in here, and obviously Link2 and all of us are working hard to change those rules to make it available for everyone. Click the link to my sponsor below. Pro XRP lawyer John Deaton endorses former CFTC chairman Chris Giancarlo for the SEC head amid crypto regulatory debates. Well, let me share this little fun story with you. When I had Chris Giancarlo at XRP Las Vegas this year, I asked him behind the stage before going on, Chris, should the administration change this year politically for the presidential administration in the United States, and the phone were to ring at your house, and that call was for you to become the SEC chairman for the new administration, would you accept the position in the call? And he says yes. So you know what? But he has terms and conditions. I won't get into those, but I tell you what, I hope he does get the call, because if he does, we know that Chris Giancarlo is all about innovation. He would get this log jam kicked open in no time flat. So I hope we have the opportunity to see him serve this country again. He is a great regulator, there's no question. Boy, how about this one? I had to share this one very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Signed into law, I'm getting goosebumps while I'm reading this. Alabama abolishes income taxes, gold and silver. I shout out to Jason Cousins, the CEO of GlintPay. Was this what you were talking about on stage at XRP Las Vegas? He was talking about 25 states in the United States of America that are considering making gold legal tender and probably silver as well. This would be massive for Glint Pay. It's available on Link 2 as well as far as private equity goes, and you can use it if you download the app and get started. It's remarkable. This week, the House GOP will take action to protect consumers and foster innovation with 2 landmark digital asset bills, including the Bipartisan Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, say that 5 times fast, and the GOP Majority Whip Tom Emmer's CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act, and we got to get that passed, there's no question. Now, just so you know, the FIT21 Act will be voted on the House floor Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. So, schedule could change. Keep your eyes peeled. Shout out to Taylor Barr from the Digital Chamber, ladies and gentlemen, on that one. And here we see this. The U.S. just went nuclear on crypto regulation, says Chad Steingraber. He says here, former Congressman Tim Ryan hits the nail on the head regarding the need for bipartisan support for FIT21 to avoid danger. U.S. must lead on the crypto and blockchain front. There's no question about this. The full court press is on. I want you to listen to Tom Emmer right now confirm the need for legal framework around stablecoins and open permissionless central bank digital currency.
If you're working on something bigger in your head, the idea that we're going to see a vote on stablecoin, could we see a combined bill like what was being discussed with the FAA, for instance, where stablecoins, safe banking, executive clawbacks are all put into one vehicle to garner more support throughout the body?
That might be something towards the end of the year, Joe. But I think right now you're talking about just 2 very specific pieces of legislation. One is creating a framework so that entrepreneurs and innovators, those who want to invest in great projects, do it right here in this country so we don't ever experience this issue that we had with someone who's outside of the reach of the United States oversight. And then we've also got a central bank digital currency bill on the floor, which literally says the federal government could create one, but they're going to have to get authorization from Congress, and it's going to have to emulate cash, which simply means that any digital currency issued by the government must be open, permissionless, and private. It can't be used like the Chinese are using the digital yuan, which is basically a surveillance tool where they're building social scores on their citizens based on their purchases and their behavior. We can't have that in this country. That's un-American. We need a digital currency that actually is consistent with American values.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Emmer laying it down and hinting that stablecoin legislation might come towards the end of the year. Think of that for a moment, but it's coming. This is a reminder to the point that was made about the fact that we can't allow central bank digital currency to control us like a social credit score. Listen to what MasterCard has been doing working with the United Nations. We've covered this before about measuring your carbon footprint through your credit card. We can't allow this nonsense neither.
MasterCard and the United Nations are joining forces to monitor the carbon effect of your credit card purchases. And then you'll hit your carbon max, and it'll stop working. Hey, of course, it's voluntary for now. The new credit card is called Doconomy. And on the back of the card, it's going to say, I am taking responsibility for every transaction I make to help protect the planet. This is a social credit score, and it's a proof of concept. The Doconomy CO2 credit card website claims it is the largest initiative ever taken by a bank in educating its users on the impact of consumption.
See, it's all about teaching us. It's not about controlling us. They're trying to teach us. We're dumb, right? We're dumb. We don't know what we're doing. This is how it starts. Meanwhile, this did pass. Take a look at this. This is big, ladies and gentlemen. The U.S. House has passed the American Blockchains Act of 2023, and apparently they did it on May 15th here. Now, what's so big about this? Today's House bill removes the SEC entirely from crypto. Now, it's got to pass the Senate, and then it's got to be signed by the president. But today's bill that passed yesterday, it puts all the power in the hand of the Secretary of Department of Commerce. Since 2021, Gina Raimondo has been there. And this is what we're talking about. Department of Commerce leadership on blockchain. The Secretary shall serve as the principal advisor to the President for policy pertaining to the deployment, use, application, competitiveness of blockchain technology and other distributed ledger technology applications built on blockchain technology and other distributed ledger technology tokens and tokenization. You see it right there. Well, that's not all. Hang in there. Who is Gina Raimondo? Well, extremely pro-crypto is who she is. Raimondo similarly supports each of the above measures according to Data's research. She also supports legally recognizing cryptocurrency-related business transactions. Come on in. Yeah, love hearing that for all of us. Love hearing that for the SEC getting back in their own lane. Now let's look at this, because while all of that is happening and has happened, we got our first crypto bill this year passed by the House. Let's see what happens when it gets to the Senate. SEC asks exchanges to update the 19B-4 filings on accelerated basis for spot Ethereum ETFs. They're going to push them through, it looks like. James Seifert right here. Shout out to you, James. It was great to meet you the other night. Here's a list of all entrants in spot Ethereum ETF race. The Ethnos stakes. You look here and you see that May 23rd, just 2 days away to see what happens to Van Eck Ethereum, and then day after would be ARC21 shares. And then on May 30th, Hashdex has one in. They're waiting to hear on, and so on, Grayscale, and the list goes on. So we'll have to find out what's going to happen, but we could find out this week what's going to happen to a spot Bitcoin or spot Ethereum ETF. We'll see. Meanwhile, while all of that's being considered and prepared for, Prometheum, which is the platform that has been blessed by Gary Gensler, has said that they are SEC-compliant Ether custody service, treating Ether as a security. They say initial rollout targets institutional clients, retail expansion planned for 2024. So, will this Ethereum spot ETF be listed on Prometheum's SEC-compliant Ether custody service? Treating Ether as a security? Should it get approved? I don't know what goes on here, but I tell you what, something's coming. Ashley Prosper here talking about the case of the SEC versus Ripple. Ripple has filed a letter further support of its April 22nd, 24 motion to strike new expert materials, and in reply to SEC's April 29th opposition to the motion to strike. Ashley Prosper sums it up here. Now, the only thing left in the Ripple versus SEC case before Judge Torres can make her final ruling is Judge Netburn to issue her ruling on whether Andrea Fox is a summary or expert witness. Laugh out loud. I say the only thing. That alone could open another can of worms, causing more delay. We'll see how that plays out. Then you need to know this as well, that also the SEC has filed its response to Ripple's motion to seal. In response, basically, Ripple filed the motion to seal because they have important things to their business strategies and details that they don't want out to the public. And obviously, the SEC has a problem, at least in part, with some of that. And don't forget that outside the SEC versus Ripple case, there's the Zakanoff versus Ripple case. And there's a public hearing set for Zoom on May 30th. Now, we'll try to tune into that if possible. Judge is likely to make multiple decisions on motions to exclude testimonies and a motion on summary judgment. So we'll see what goes on there. Let's take a look at this from Egrag Crypto. XRP consolidate, then pump. Even if you're not a chart analyst, you can see the inclining steps to the upside. This is bullish and shows a solid trajectory. Next pivotal target is 75 cents. Our time will come, he says. All I want is for my other bag holdings to pump before XRP so I can rotate 100% into XRP for the grand finale. The law of attraction. Call and the universe will call you back. Boy, I tell you what, is that something? That's real, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't no doubt about it. Live my life by that, and that is paid dividends to me in my life, and I hope that you are experiencing that as well for yourself. And if not, you can. You just got to put it to work. The law of vibration is very real. All right, it's the Freedom Zone, ladies and gentlemen. You can support us in the Freedom Zone. All you got to do is go to digperspectives.com, click on the Freedom Zone, and come on in. That's all you got to do. And we're in there waiting for you. And we're going to go over some really great stuff today. And I want you to join us, and we're going to go in there right now. Make sure you tune into the Freedom Zone. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Come on in. All right, welcome back. Well, today we're going into why does it happen to be that everyone who comes up with free renewable energy ends up dying?